What's up, E-Gang? So y'all probably seen the title. Bad news, about my, if you watched my last video, if you didn't watch it, go watch it. Yeah, my finger that I'm missing. If you didn't watch my last video, before you watch this one, go watch it about me trying to, have a baby after VSG. And make sure y'all like, matter of fact, stop what you're doing right now and like this video. Okay. Now, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe, baby. Come on in. All right, y'all. No, but for real, on a serious note. So, bad news, y'all. So, as y'all know, if you watched the video, I said that I had a consultation this week with the doctor. Is Jacksonville fertility specialist. I'm not even about to try to pronounce his name because I'm gonna butcher it, but it was Dr. McCake. I don't know. However, he sent me an email that I'll put right here. So yeah, he sent me an email, and I was like, when I read the email, my heart dropped. I'm thinking the email is like a confirmation of my appointment, blase squaze. So when I read the email, my heart dropped. I'm like, what? So I called him, and I couldn't get him right then. The nurse was like, well, he'll have to call you back. So I'm like, my tube's completely removed. How could that be? Because I've had a miscarriage since then. So I had called. He didn't answer, talked to the nurse, called back, didn't answer, talk to the nurse. So he finally called me, and he said that one of my tubes was removed completely during the sterilization, which my doctor did not tell me about that, period. You can get pregnant with one tube, and then you could get pregnant with no tubes. But the thing that really messed me up, why he said, I don't know if you guys read the email, why he said I would never be able to have a baby, is my doctor basically completely destroyed my uterus. So when I say completely destroy my uterus, not to educate y'all or anything, but I know some people, they don't know. So I had what they call an ablation. Some women have an ablation when they have really heavy periods. Like you have like really bad endometriosis, things like that. It helps like lessen your period, the blood flow, the cramping, all that. So okay, so you know when you're a woman, the lining of your uterus grows and it sheds, and that's what makes us have a menstrual cycle. So when I had my tubal, before I had it, he told me, you know, I was adamant on I didn't want any more kids. Me and my husband was like, no more kids. So when he asked me, you know, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. He didn't tell me. So when matter of fact, y'all, so let me back up. So when I got off the phone with my doctor, I was like, what? So he's talking to me. He's like, my only chance is surrogacy, which that is like 60,000. Plus you got to pay the health insurance and all that. Plus it's just too much. He was like, that's my only chance. And I was just like, wow, you know, I did not know my doctor did that. So I called my doctor, and, you know, and, of course, they got on the defense of like, well, you signed the paper. I said, well, I want to see the consent, you know. And she was like, well, the consent says that if during the sterilization, if they can't tie the tube or something, blah, 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 squaze, some type of clause that they will remove the tube completely, a permanent sterilization. She was like, and I have your signed paper right here. I'm like, but I still feel like, you know, as people, I won't even say as black people, but as people, period, we sign. And yes, I should, as my responsibility to have read that, I hold myself accountable. But I feel like as a provider, as a practitioner, that is something, that is a life-changing event. I think he should have went into great detail with me about that. And then after the surgery, he should have told me that. Not only that, if you knew that you completely had to remove one tube, don't go through an ablation. So I never had bad periods. I never was a person that had to go to the doctor because my periods. But when he said, well, since you don't want to have any more kids, do you want to have a period? I was like, no, like who want a period? Like you can't have sex. You be stuck, bloated. I literally gained about 10 pounds when I'm on my period. I hated having a period, and my periods always last for a week. So I was like, no, of course I don't want no period. Do the procedure. So he was like, well, in order for insurance to pay, I have to do, like, he had to do an endometrial biopsy first, and then that's when insurance pay for it. So I'm like, okay. He never told me that the ablation will make it where I cannot carry kids again. Like, you need that lining of your uterus, like, you need it or you're going to have a miscarriage. So basically, long story short, I had the ablation. Number one, I never stopped getting a period. He told me my periods will completely go away or they'll be so light they only last a day. I never stopped getting periods. Number one, I still bleed for 7 days, a whole week. Ask my fiance. My periods last a whole week. So I'm like, as a woman, I was okay with knowing that I couldn't have no kids based off of my decision. But when you faced with the reality of somebody telling you that you can never have kids again, y'all, like I felt like a golf ball. Like I took a big swallow. I was like, wow, it was really sad, y'all. It was really sad for me. Even though I didn't want any more kids, I was solely doing this for my fiance. I had kind of got a little excited, you know, and I really wanted to do this for him. So when they told me that, it kind of like took everything out of me, and I was like, I have to tell him this. I can't hide this from him. I have to talk to him. So I called him and I showed it to him because I didn't want him to feel like I'm just saying this because I want to have my surgery, you know, because my surgery was scheduled, the flight was scheduled, all that. So I didn't want him to feel like, oh, you're just saying that because you really just don't want to have a baby, you want to have surgery. And, you know, he was very supportive. I could tell he was a little let down, but he was very supportive. And he was like, you know, baby, y'all, I'm very dramatic, but this is how I really felt. I felt so bad. I was like, I told my fiance, I said, I'm willing to let you go on with your life because I know this is something that you really want. I know you want another child. And as bad as it would have hurt me, I know that I can't give him one. So I was willing to let him move on. And he was like, he got mad at me. He was like, fuck no, like that don't, he was like, I wanted a baby because I wanted a baby with you. He was like, that don't mean it's the end of us. You know, we still have my son who's 1 year old. I've been with him, my fiance, since my son was probably like 8 months. So like we still have my son. We have my older kids. It's not the end of the world. And you know, I was upset for that day. I was more so upset for him. I was glad to see that he was in good spirits and he didn't take it as hard as I thought he would. And then, like, you know, that was a few days ago. And now I'm kind of over it. I feel I'm a firm believer in God do everything for a reason. You know, I was apprehensive in the beginning because I wouldn't be able to get up and go how I wanted to. And trying to find a babysitter. And my oldest daughter going to college. She's like my right hand. She helped me with everything. So I was just kind of like, anyway, like, how am I going to do this? How are we going to do this? But I wanted to please my husband, my fiance. So I don't know. I'm a firm believer in God do everything for a reason. A lot of people told me get a second opinion. I am going to consult with another provider to get a second opinion. But as of right now, I am trying to get my surgery rescheduled because y'all know I canceled my surgery. I should have waited until my consultation, but me not knowing that this man completely removed the tube and destroyed my uterus, I didn't know that. So I canceled my surgery because I'm thinking, oh, my tube's going to be untied and I'm going to have another baby. Okay, y'all, anybody, listen. I don't recommend nobody get your tubes tied. Like, if you want some type of long-term birth control, do like an IUD, something. Y'all, they have 10-year IUDs. They have 5-year. I swear to God, y'all, I regret tying my tubes. I'm telling you, I do not recommend nobody tying your tubes. It's not worth it. You know, you making a decision in a moment and not thinking of the long-term effect. I never thought me and my husband was going to break up. I never thought that I would want to have another child. So I made that decision right then. Now it's affecting me in the long run because it's very heartbreaking as a woman to hear you can never have a child. I would never be able to carry a child. That's sad. And although, you know, everybody's saying you'll get a second opinion because you still having a period, so that should mean your uterus is intact. You know, I am going to explore the opportunity, but I am going to try to get my surgery back on the books just in case. You know, I'm not being negative, but I'm being realistic. You know, I've done my research and, you know, they said the chances of somebody having a baby after that is like slim to none. And even if they do, like their whole pregnancy is bed rest. Like it's very, very, very high risk for you and the child. Not only could it cause the fetal demise, it could cause death in the mother as well. So I don't even know if the risk factors outweigh the benefits, you know. So yeah, don't get your tubes tied, y'all. To try to explore other options because look at me now. You know, I can't even get my fiance a child. And that's just a hard pill to swallow. I'm glad that he loves me for me, and he's willing to stick this out, and he's willing to be here. He don't care. You know, we still in love. We still team us. And now it's team who did the body, because surgery is getting back in place. Matter of fact, as soon as I stop this video, I'm about to call them again to figure out if they decided if they're gonna let my money transfer over to my new date, or if I've lost the money. But I'm trying to get the same date since the flights are still booked, and trying to get the same doctor, same procedures. So I will get a second opinion. Hopefully I can do it telehealth via the phone, Skype, something, since the coronavirus. And there's not another doctor in Jacksonville, so it would have to be telehealth. But it's looking like I can't have any more kids, y'all. And that's God's will. I don't question God. You know, I used to, but I'm learning to let God's will be done. God don't see fit for me to have another child. And if he do, it will happen. It's going to happen how he wanted to happen. We still happy. We have each other. I have 4 healthy living children, and that's all that matters. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to give y'all an update. It didn't happen how I wanted it to happen, but it's okay. If you ever consider a Tubal, please don't do it. Please do another route. IUD, something, y'all. I'm telling you, this thing, it hurt me. It hurt me to my heart to know that I can never give him a child. But yeah, y'all, so we back on this kick of team get fine before surgery. I'ma still vlog it, take y'all with me. But I just wanted to let y'all know that your girl can't have no baby. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.